All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaha, Kodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakatham. Gonna play this video. So, brothers, don't forget that the chariots are watching over us. This is from Security Team 10. I'll play it, and we'll get a couple precepts.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. And so over the years, we've spoken time and time again about clouds doing some pretty strange things. From taking on these extremely sharp, straight-edged shapes, in many instances, what appear to be squares, rectangles, some of them being so massive they can be seen from literally outer space, covering continents. We've shown you clouds with strange holes in them, as if something had poked these holes out, or that something possibly invisible was having some sort of indirect effect on the surrounding clouds around them, creating these strange holes in, again, many different shapes. Now, on the opposite spectrum, we've seen clouds take on what appear to be almost perfect spherical shapes, just hovering in the sky on their lonesome, never seeming to warp or change in shape. One moment they're there, and they just sit there until they eventually fade away. But you know what we haven't seen very much of, and what goes to today's footage, and what I want to talk about, are clouds that in a very short period of time, as you guys are about to see, and in very rapid succession, begin changing, almost as if into things that I've never seen normal, slow, floating, boring clouds do.
All right, before he gets to it, let's go to the precept to see why this is important. Clouds, okay? This is why clouds are important, because they're mentioned in the scriptures, okay? Now, this is a hot topic, as of late, because Esau is in his disclosure mode, but we know that he's really just trying to get in front of the narrative. Okay, he wants to paint and control the narrative because he can't stop what's coming next. He can't disclose that this is a fixed and closed system, and that all of the sci-fi movies are just that, fiction. Okay, he can't go out to the heavens to do any of that. Okay, but the clouds are important. Why? Because Revelation 1:7, behold, he cometh with clouds. Who is the he? Yahweh Shai. All right, this is why we are into it. Okay, because the scriptures say this is the means by which he was going to come back. Clouds, okay? It says, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so amen. So a lot of these UFOologists are excited, all right? They don't know it's to their destruction, and that there's a reason to fear them, because they're here to rescue us and to destroy our enemies, all right? Just like that scene in was it Independence Day? They're welcoming they're on top of the scene. Okay, I can see if I can find it. Independence Day. You see the images. Okay, yeah. they were looking up at it, in awe, like, oh, what is that? And then then it opened up. Okay, I don't know if it'll show the explosion. I don't want to play the clip because YouTube will, they'll strike you, or they'll copyright you. Not that it matters because we're not monetized. But they were celebrating, and then boom, look. That's these ufologist guys that are so into it, not knowing what this really is. All right, I'm just pulling the precept. Okay. Look, Revelation 14:14, it says, and I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon a cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. Okay, another precept saying he's coming on a cloud. Okay, now when you read 2 Ezra the 13th, which I'm gonna keep this short. Okay, 2 Ezra the 13th chapter, you'll see that Ezra saw this. Okay, and it was a cloud that he couldn't see the ends of. Okay, it just looked like a big mountain coming out off the horizon. Okay, And that's how the scriptures say in oh, well, I'll get it in a second. Let me play some more of this.
And in today's video, captured over the Sandia Mountains, we have a mother and her daughter totally shocked to see a lone gathering of clouds in the distance above the mountains doing exactly that.
It actually just takes a week to go to space. They don't blow that, so we can't read.
Weirdest thing is, it seems like it knew I was pulling out my phone, huh?
Yeah, as soon as you started pulling out your phone, they started, there was like thousands of them just around the whole
Not
cloud.
thousands, I would say about maybe 10.
10 of them. All around the cloud, and then when my mom pulled out the thing, they just all disappeared.
Alright, so if you didn't see it already, and we have the testimony coming straight from the woman and the little girl here. So they're watching this area of clouds, and whatever is happening with these clouds was happening before they even started recording, which is why they started recording to begin with. So they're watching them, and they notice that smaller clouds, or at least what appear to be mimicking clouds, are appearing out of nowhere. Specifically, and as the footage starts, you'll notice that there is nothing sitting above this main large sort of cigar-shaped cloud, but within only seconds, directly above to the top right, we see what can be described as a main cloud orb rapidly appearing, and then we see things coming out of the cloud, and within a few more seconds, we see a number of smaller orb-like structures begin appearing all around and below this orb, which now has turned into a little cigar of its own. So you just saw, and you're seeing a close-up view of this, and I just want to loop this over for a few moments, and I want to speed it up for you guys. I mean, this video clip alone, from the moment this first little orb appears above this bank of clouds to the end where it morphs into something else completely different and we have all of these smaller orbs surrounding it, it takes about 25 seconds. And the reason I'm speeding this up, as you guys can see, is just to show you how quickly what appear to be clouds very well may be harboring something else. Because you guys tell me the last time that you witnessed, within 20 seconds, a gigantic spherical cloud manifesting itself, then stretching into a cigar shape with around 4 to 5 smaller orb clouds appearing one by one on each side and below it. And we're not talking about over hours and hours as clouds slowly shift and change shape. We're talking about 25 seconds. And if you'll also notice, down here to the end on the left side of this main large cloud here, you'll notice there's another sort of small circular cloud at the end of it, and within that same 25 seconds, that giant orb at the end also, and very quickly and very steadily, breaks apart and moves a distance of possibly football fields, if not more, away from this cloud within this 20 seconds.
Yeah, for those brothers that seen that movie Nope, okay, this will remind you of that movie Nope. It was, if you've seen it, you know what jean jacket means, right? And what that was doing in the film, all right? It was very, very similar to this, okay? And the scriptures say what? That there would be signs in the heavens, okay? And fearful sights. Okay, this in Luke. Okay, Luke 21:11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. All right, now we have a blood moon coming up. Now, who knows what we're going to see? Lord willing, we see more of this. Okay, because this is getting ready to be normal. Where not having answers is going to be normal. All right. Where people are going to seek out real wisdom, okay? They're not going to want to rely on a Wikipedia, okay? Because Google and ChatGPT are not going to be able to explain everything what's going on, but the men of the Lord will, okay? We won't be able to break down the exact little technical, technology, but we'll know what's happening in the earth because we're juiced in, okay, to the Holy Spirit, okay? And this is the importance of being in the spirit of a watchman and not getting distracted with carnal things and debating and filling your own belly, which is what a lot of you guys are into. All right, y'all are going to get caught out there with the same questions. And just like Matthew 25, we're going to tell you to, go your own way. You figure it out. All right.
So it seems to me, guys, we have something very strange happening with this lone set of clouds here sitting above this mountain. And might I add that this occurred over the Sandia Mountains, where, you guessed it, the Sandia National Labs is located. And if you don't know what the Sandia National Lab is, well, it's located in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where this occurred, and it is one of 3 National Nuclear Security Administration research and development laboratories, with a yearly budget of around $3.1 billion for whatever type of research they're doing there. Also, located in the mountains of New Mexico. I don't think we have to go into too much detail about what is in and around New Mexico as far as...
Yeah, because they're watching these nukes. Now I'm going to play some of this video here over while I read a couple more precepts. All right, this is a guy that I took a 2-hour 4K clip using my Sony A7S and fast, 0.5 camera jargon. All right, but look, it is just, we see this all the time we see this. Okay, now while that's playing, that precept that came to mind, okay, was, let me see, why is it over the Air Force bases? This is Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered and said, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. So Zechariah saw this. Okay? And this is a major clue in the scriptures when you see these unknown identified flying objects, what that's all about. Because if your daddy can't explain them, speaking about Esau, Edom, all right, the so-called white man, okay, then that should tell you that this is beyond him, all right, and you'd have to go to something that has unlimited wisdom to get the understanding of what's going on. Not that the scriptures are going to tell you every detail, but you'll when you read the scriptures, okay, and you have the spirit to understand, all right, most of these things don't catch you off guard. Now, there are faith boosters when you see them, all right, just like this footage here, man. The chariots are just basically everywhere, man. I mean, they're like a full organized fleet, and you have nights like this where they're that active, okay. Now, what he has there, that's not the moon. He's zoomed in. This is Venus, okay, and that's Saturn right there, wave in the background, okay. It says, verse Zechariah 5:3, it says, Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For one that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side, according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off, as on it that side, according to it. Okay? So this is why they're here, all right? They are cursed to you people, all right? They're watching and they see everything, all right? Verse 4, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. All right, when you look at where the most UFO sightings are, they're in, Western countries, so-called Edomite countries, a lot in America, okay? Really in the Midwest, Kansas City region is a hot spot. All right, it says, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. All right, and that's Esau. All right, claiming the Pope is infallible. All right, swearing on a Bible. All right, which you really shouldn't even be doing. That's Masonic. That goes back to George Washington. And those Masons, when you look at some of their rituals, they quote the scriptures. Okay, they go about, reenacting King Solomon's temple, and rebuilding it. All right, so everything you see is, even if it includes the Bible, it's all falsehood and idolatry. Okay, it says, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. All right, so they're here to consume, man. And when you see that Independence Day clip, that those people definitely got consumed. When you watch that clip from War of the Worlds, they got consumed. Okay. And why is it at a nuclear base? Amos 9:8. It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai are upon the sinful kingdom. All right, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh." All right. So they're on the eyes of the sinful kingdom, and that really goes into the nukes. All right, and when it really talks about destroying it from the face of the earth, it's talking about the nukes. This is why they're around areas like New Mexico. Okay, setting off particular alarm bells in Esau's, nuclear facility, and ultimately these nuclear arm systems, they have an auto trigger. Okay, where if they detect nuclear missiles going off from Russia or from Europe or from anywhere else, the satellites automatically detect them, and it relays the other countries to launch their missiles automatically. All right, this is something I didn't know till recently. Okay, because it takes a long. Those missiles can get to you in minutes. Okay, and by the time you've picked up the phone and said we got to do something, it's too late. So they're set up, many of them, to automatically catch it. That's how fragile this thing is, man. It says, verse 9, Amos 9:9, "For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn sifted in the sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth." All right, so we're going to be delivered out of this. That means they're for us and they're against you. All right. Last precept, Jeremiah, the 4th chapter. Okay. Jeremiah 4:13, "Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariots shall be as a whirlwind." All right, that's a famous depiction of it, where the chariot is spinning, a wheel within a wheel. Okay. It says, "His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled." All right, and you can see how fast these things are moving on this image. That the whole view of the camera is thousands of miles, man. And look how quickly they're getting across the sky. Some of these things are booking it, man. So there's nothing you can do, Esau or the 2/3. If the Lord want to get you, he's gonna get you. Period. Verse 4, Jeremiah 4:14, "O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved." Okay, so being saved is linked to the same time period where the chariots show up. All right, it says, "How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee?" All right, and there's a lot of vanity in the thoughts of Israel, man. That's why it's going to be searched with candles. And everybody that's settled is gonna get lulled to sleep and caught off guard, man. All right, look at that. I think that might have been a what do you call it? A meteor. That could have been a chariot too. There's so much activity, you can't even count them. And there are nights like that, man. If you can actually go to more remote areas, you can see a lot of these. But we live, primarily in cities. Anyway. That's really it. That's all I had on that. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rachak Shalom. Kwame Yasharal.